there's this war that I think happens inside of every single one of us. A war between the version of ourselves that wants peace and the one that's hungry for growth. And most days, it's hard to tell which one of those is winning because comfort feels really safe. It feels really good. It whispers, you've done enough, take it easy. But growth is the voice that drags you into that cold. It looks you dead in the eye and says, you're not done yet. And somewhere in between those two voices, I feel like that's where our own identity is formed. It's really easy, I think, to confuse peace with comfort. Peace is earned. Comfort is borrowed. Peace comes after you've faced the storm, and comfort almost like hides you from it. For most of my life, I've chased that feeling, that feeling of comfort, that feeling of being like fine. If something was really uncomfortable, I would distract myself, overthink it, or like just try to escape from it entirely. But what I didn't realize in the moment was that every single time that I ran from that discomfort, that uncomfortable moment, I was running from my true self. Growth doesn't happen in still water. It happens in like the waves. When your lungs burn, when your legs are shaking, almost like when you're questioning why you even started doing the thing in the first place. I have an example, kind of like how this all made sense to me. Last summer, I went to Morocco with my family to visit my aunt and uncle who were doing a humanitarian mission. And it really changed everything I thought I knew about struggle. I remember walking through these markets that they had, and they were like long markets, shops just door to door to door. And you would see these people that like actually had almost nothing. They didn't have the luxury of comfort. To be honest with you, they didn't even have an illusion of comfort. And yet they were smiling. They laughed. They shared what little they did have with others. And in that moment, I realized that really, maybe the people who have the least are the richest. Not because like what they own or the material things that they have, but because the kind of human being they become without it. Standing there, I was surrounded by this world that looked nothing like mine. I felt small, I guess, but my head was clear. The things that I felt like I previously needed all of a sudden felt like hollow or empty, I guess. And I started to wonder if this feeling of comfort had been like robbing me of some deeper purpose or thought, a sense of like identity, I guess. That trip really taught me that struggle's not punishment, it's almost preparation. The people who seem the strongest aren't the ones who had it easy before. Like, they're the ones who were almost refined by this like pain or fire or this discomfort that I'm talking about. They experience things that are hard, and when they come out on the other side, it changes them, most oftentimes for the better, I think. And just recently I've started getting back into running a little bit, maybe not as much as I should have. I'll be honest, I probably should get out there a lot more, but I kind of realize how that like physical discomfort of it mirrors life in a sense. That first mile that you run, your lungs start to tighten up, your legs are aching, your mind is screaming at you to just stop for a second and catch your breath. But in that exact moment where you tell yourself no and you keep running anyway, that's where the growth is. It's kind of like the same thing in life, I think. Like, you don't become mentally tough by reading about resilience. You earn it by showing up even when you don't feel like it. By training your body when your mind tells you to quit. By taking one more step, even though nobody's watching you. Every single drop of sweat is a conversation between who you are right now and who you could be in the future. And the question always stays the same. Are you willing to be uncomfortable long enough to find out? I think the hardest part about chasing something bigger, and for me, this is becoming a PE teacher, getting my real estate license, creating content, is coming to this realization that your old self can't come with you. And that doorway to that version of this person that you want to become is guarded by that feeling of discomfort. And some days you might feel like you're kind of walking blind, that you don't really know where you're headed. You'll kind of question whether or not the effort you're putting into it is worth it. The early mornings when you roll out of bed, the uncertainty you have, the silence before that progress shows itself. But it's in that silence that this identity that I'm talking about sort of like shows itself. It's in that space between this doubt and your discipline that you'll become who you're meant to be. Growth, it doesn't just change your life, it changes the way you see yourself. It allows you to gain a deeper understanding of who it is you actually are. And once you've seen that you're capable of doing the thing, this feeling of comfort almost starts to like lose its grip on you. Every day you wake up and you hear the same two voices. There's one, the voice of comfort that says, just stay in the familiar and rest. And then there's the other one, the growth, the discomfort that says, take a step into that unknown. It challenges you. It forces you to take a risk. And honestly, both sort of sound convincing. But there's really only one that's going to lead you to who you truly are. You don't need to be fearless. I don't think you need to like attack it with this sense of nothing can hurt you and that you won't fail. But I think as long as you're moving in that direction, that's really all that matters. Because to be real, the fear never really goes away. It just kind of teaches you to move with this like sense of courage. I heard this quote one time. I forget where it's from, but bravery is just doing something despite being scared. It's saying like, yeah, I'm nervous, but I'm just going to attack it anyway. And when you look back one day, you realize that there's certain things that might have scared you once, but it was those very things that scared you that almost like shaped you into the version of yourself that you are right now. The pain, the doubt, the discomfort, they weren't setbacks, even though they might have felt like that in the moment. They were almost like these sculptors or artists of your identity. So if you're listening to this right now and you feel stuck, you feel lost, you feel tired, remember this. You aren't broken. You're becoming. Discomfort's not the enemy. It's just the doorway to yourself. It's the proof that you're still alive, still growing, still fighting for something real. And maybe, just maybe, identity isn't something that you find. It's something that you build every single time that you choose to keep going.